Well, hey folks, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to my bee yard here in southeast Louisiana. Now, as always, I'm not doing a how-to video, just showing you a day in my life here in my bee yard and my bee operation. Sometimes out of my bee yard, sometimes across town, who knows where. We could be anywhere at any given time. Today, going to a house that had a swarm, a pile of scouts looking up in the joist of the house, and they were trying to get up. They were moving up in the joist. What I did was I sprayed some honeybee gone up in there to kind of keep them out of there and put a box down there. It's underneath the house. It's a raised house, and so I stuck the box underneath there with some good old brood comb. It was a nuke box and some lemongrass oil in it. And I stuck it down there, put the repellent up in the, or the bee gone up in the top, and they began to come out of them joists. They didn't want to investigate that anymore. So some of them went in the box and checked it out. So I went back today and took a look, and the entire swarm is on top. The bundle or the ball of bees is now on that nuke box, and they are piled up on it. And I lifted the lid and looked in, and they're all inside it. And what I had done yesterday is I saw that nuke and I said, you know, that's a lot of scouts. It's gonna be a big swarm probably. Let me go put a 10 frame next to it. So I put a 10 frame with 5 drawn frames, or a few drawn frames in it, next to it, right next to it. I didn't put any lemongrass in that. Well, they're all over the nuke now, because I thought, man, that nuke is gonna be too small. Well, sure enough, they're not going in that nuke. And they might just be in the clustering mode right now anyway, because they're still trying to investigate those joists just above them. So we do have the swarm there. So now it's a matter of getting the swarm into a box so we can get the queen away from there, and get the queen or queens away from there, so that we can get them out of that area and out of that house. So we're kind of ahead of the game having them there, you know, and having them on the box. But I'm not so sure they're going to want to go in that box. It just seems so small for them. So, and they're not going in the 10 frame. So maybe I'll shoot some swarm commander in that 10 frame, see if we can draw them over to that one maybe. Who knows? It's going to be a little different. So I'm going to go over and take a look. Don't know how much I'm going to be able to video, just because of where it's at and how I'm stuck in there, but at least show you what I'm looking at. Showing the dirt rooster some love, but I found out today that Mr. Ed was hunting for a queen, and he was talking to the dirt rooster, and dirt rooster said, you ought to go over Mike Barry's place maybe and swipe one of his queens. He'll never know. What is that? I'm gonna show him some love and wear a shirt anyway. Let's get busy. We got to go see about these bees. So here's what we got, folks. Okay, so here's where they were. They were all, see where they're going in over here, like they're trying to go in under the joist. So what I did, set up this box on the generator. They're all over the box, and I popped the top on the box. And let me tell you, that box is packed. They're barely even going in the big one. So there's drawn comb in the big one, no lure or anything. But what I might do is take that nuke carefully out and try and go through it, see if I can find the queen and trap her, at least one of them. I'm gonna put some more honeybee gone up in there. So when I say honeybee gone, this is what I'm talking about. It's not really a repellent, it's for fume boards. I use it for fume boards, but I also use it in swarm cutouts and stuff. You can push bees certain ways. It's just a temporary repellent. So, got my bottle of Swarm Commander. I might put a little squirt of that in the big box. Let's just see if we can maybe move them into the big box. I'm gonna pull them out of there and see what I can do. First thing to do is take some of this in there and get them out of that, from going in that joist. They keep going up in there investigating in certain places. Let's push them out. That thing's got some weight to it. There's a lot of bees in there. I'm gonna see if she's in there and I can cage her, and we'll put her in the big box and hold her. All right, let's hope they're not ornery. find out. Oh, I just dropped a bunch of them. See what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they've moved in. I really do. I feel like they've moved in. Yep, I think we're done. We're gonna have to have smoke and a veil. I'm gonna go grab a veil. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and had to suit up. I started getting popped pretty good. Got a couple in the hand and going for the head. That was enough. Went ahead and got a veil. Didn't have any smoke because I didn't want to use smoke because they're so fragile. I wasn't sure if they were in still a swarm condition, being clustered, but they look like they're all over the frames. Still want to find the queen, get her in that box, get that big box set up, let them go in there, and then I can haul that out of here. So that's the plan. Let's give it a shot. They don't want to use a lot of that. Yeah, I got this first frame coming up and they were not happy. So let's they just moved in today, so they're very, very new here. Oh, it's heavy. They have packed the nectar in that they're moved in. They brought nectar. Okay, this is nectar so this swarm moved in today. This box was put out there yesterday evening. It was an empty box with all empty comb. This frame is full of nectar, so in case you didn't know, bees bring nectar with them. They clean a box of honey out and they bring it with them and they unload it, and that's what they've done. This whole thing is nectar. Oh wow, it's all nectar. So they're attending to that. Let's look on another frame. So they've moved in then. It's just amazing. I really need to get them in a bigger box. Another one heavy. Another heavy one. They've already started chewing wax off of this one and cleaning it. This is all in a day's time. I'm looking for the queen the whole time. I don't know if there's a need to really cage her. This is all nectar. I'm gonna put them in a bigger box. She's gonna be hard to find in this. If she's on here, she'll just be passing through. This is foundation. This is triple wax from acorn. Let's see. Come on now. Nope. It's got to be one here somewhere. It's loaded with honey. It's a huge swarm for this little box. Alright, we're now under the house. We're going to try and transfer them under here because my arm is hurt and I can't really lift this thing in and out. Alright, that's all 5 frames. Here's where they're trying to go up. I don't know if this camera's gonna pick it up, but you see this? They're investigating that. There's a lot more, but I put that honeybee gone in there, and that helps at least temporarily keep them from wanting to go up in that joist. Right there. See? So, let's go out and see if we can find a queen in this. It's like a cutout. They're congregating. Let's see. Double check on the front. I don't think so. I double check this. They're all going in now. Now we're going to check this clump. Alright. Looks pretty healthy, couple drones. So what these bees are doing, they're just kind of hanging out. They're not really clustering around anything, they're just hanging out on the sides. Look at all the debris they've already pulled off. Usually she won't be in that. Probably on a frame and I missed her. This swarm is already establishing, that's why they're a little defensive. They're not bad, they just didn't have any smoke and they got a little ornery. They began to sting my hands up. No matter how slow I move. I didn't find her. I shook them all down. I'm going to go throw them in the hive. I'll leave y'all out here for that. Alright, we're going to finish this video with the phone. GoPro battery right there, but here's what we got. Still got a lot of scouts investigating here. I won't like that. This is what happened with that swarm in town in Hammond. Second swarm was scouting at the same time, I guess, and they moved in. After I took the swarm I caught. Same situation. I put a box out next day, they came. Same with this one. This is a huge swarm. Awfully large for this time of year. Now, this is what we got left. They're going in. Couldn't find the queen. But it's the best shot I can get you. I'll explain more when I close the video. But you saw me transfer frame by frame. I've got an injured arm right now, just too much to try and carry everything in and out at once. But all right, let me get my stuff put away. Alrighty, I am back from that. Okay, so here's the whole scenario. Yesterday I got the call about those bees, and there's a pile of bees around his porch. Went over and checked it out. Saw all the scouts. Went under the house and they were trying to get in those joists. I hope that showed up on the video. Don't know. Anyway, they're trying to get up there. So well, the key at that point, they hadn't moved in, is don't let them move in. We don't want them moving in. So I shot Honey Be Gone in there, or Honey Be Gone, Bee, or whatever it is, the stuff you use on fume boards. I've used it more on cutouts and swarms than that anything, but I shot it up in there, and that at least pushed them down. They went back out from under the house, and I went and got my box. I brought this little nuke over and put it in there, put a pouch with lemongrass in it, and a drop inside, put the box in there with some drawn out comb, and maybe one, I think you saw one or two foundations. I thought they had drawn that foundation out, but they hadn't. That was like that. So anyway, that was in there. Before I left, a lot of the bees were going in that box checking it out. This is the same thing I did in the city of Hammond when I caught that swarm. So we got them to come on out the rafters and fly around. Saw some of them in the box again, like I said. Come back today and you saw what I saw. Now in the meantime, when I had left there, I thought, man, that's a lot of scouts. I sure hope I got a big enough box. So I went ahead and went and got a 10 frame deep. I had 5 frames. It was in my trunk of my car. I keep it with me. I put that under there and just put it right next to it because I didn't want to go ahead. I already had some lemongrass on the other box and they were checking it out. I didn't want to disturb them. I just didn't want to mess things up. So I said, rather than take it away, they're already checking it out, I'll just put this big one next to it with drawn comb. No bait though. Well, you saw what I saw. They were all on top of that nuke. Now, I got out of that house and popped the lid on that nuke, and partner, it was full. I said, oh man, they're all on the outside and full. I just figured they were still clustering maybe. So I said, well, the way they looked when I opened it, they were all over the frames, and they seemed gentle. So I said, let me bring them outside, maybe take a shot at finding the queen. There's always a chance I could have disrupted them and they flew off again if they were clustering. But I said, let's go for it. I needed to get this thing so they didn't get in this house. Well, again, you saw what I saw. They had already unloaded all their nectar into a frame and a half. One full frame and half of another frame plus the top of that other half. It was a lot of nectar they brought with them, so that's a big swarm. And I figured, well, since they got the nectar already unloaded, they must have planned on staying. I mean, they were planning on, and they had already cleaned one of them combs off. There was a ton of debris in the bottom of the box. They'd already ripped a lot of the old wax off. Were putting all the pollen and junk on the floor. So they looked like they were there to stay. So I figured, well, let's at least get them in the big box. I couldn't get in and out with that box. It was killing me. I got an arm. I don't know if it's a pulled muscle. It's something. I can do a lot of things, but I can't lift up and down. It just really hurts for some reason. So I said, well, I'll just do it frame by frame and double check for the queen. Still didn't find a queen. Looked all through the box to see if I saw a queen. No dice. So I figured since the honey's in there already, I just put them in the way they were. Gave them a couple more drawn combs. Put the box in there. Put more bee repellent in there. I call it repellent. It's a short-term thing. And now we're gonna hope for the best. Maybe go back late tonight when it's dark and close it up and take it away. So that's the scenario on the whole thing. It was a very unorthodox way to do it. I probably could have just left them there and been done with it, but I want them out of there quick because I don't want them to build, because then it's a cutout, and I don't want to do a cutout. So that's where we stand. That is where we stand. It's hot and humid. So anyway, yep, I took a big chance opening them up like that. You know, if it had been, I don't know, in an old abandoned place or a barn or something like that, I probably would have just left it and just let them figure it out. But I really don't want to take a chance of moving them in. I want them in that big box, so maybe I can go get them tonight, get them out. I really don't want to take any chances of them moving in. So that's it for now. Glad I could bring you along. I wish I'd have had you there with me yesterday, but it was one of those after work deals and just didn't have everything with me camera wise and prepared, so had to take you along today and show you what I found. So we'll see what happens with her, and her bees. That's all we can do at this point. Guys, I appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, feel free to give it a thumbs down. That's fine. Tell me why you didn't like it though. Politely. I don't like it when people get ugly. I just block you if you're gonna be ugly. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hey guys, share this video with your friends, family, anybody that just enjoys watching bees. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful evening. God bless you. See y'all later.